Q&A, company registration.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Joma. I'm a project manager here at Business Boutique. And today we're going to have a Q&A regarding company registration in the UAE. Let's get started.
When registering a legal entity, what types of companies should I choose from?
If we were recording this video 7 to 9 years ago, we would talk about 3 types of companies: offshore companies, companies registered in free economic zones, and companies in the mainland. However, over these last 7 to 9 years, a lot has changed, and offshore companies in particular have become extremely rare to use. Today, when registering a company in the UAE, the choice is between 2 types of companies: a company in a free zone and a mainland company.
Why would they probably not suggest registering an offshore company for me?
These days, offshore companies are mainly used by residents of the UAE who live and work here to manage their assets. If you're not a resident, using an offshore company can be quite pricey. Not all banks are open to dealing with offshore companies, and even if they are, there are specific conditions that need to be met. Therefore, if you're in the process of establishing a company and are seeking assistance, it is unlikely they would suggest opting for an offshore company. It is not that this category of company has vanished, but rather that considering your circumstances, it might not make much financial sense.
What is the key difference between companies registered in the mainland versus those operating in free zones?
Companies registered in the mainland can operate throughout the entire emirate without limitations. Companies in free economic zones can operate within the boundaries of the free zone itself, or beyond those limits, provided their activities are solely centered within their own office and they offer services online without requiring physical presence elsewhere.
What else sets apart companies in free zones from those on the mainland?
There are a few more things to consider. These distinctions can pop up in different areas: how they handle taxes, the requirement for hiring UAE locals, their interaction with government bodies, the fees set by the registering authority, and how they deal with banks.
How much time does it take to get a company registered?
Once you've figured out the right company type that suits your business goals, the registration process usually takes about 1 to 3 weeks. It depends on where you're registering and whether you're planning to rent an office space, a showroom, a warehouse, or any other setup. Sometimes for specific activities or situations, the registration process might stretch out a bit longer.
Is it necessary to lease an office for company registration and the opening of a bank account?
Indeed, it is. As part of the process, securing an office space is generally necessary for the successful registration of your company and subsequently the establishment of a bank account. The office space could encompass options such as business center or conventional office setup. Different registration authorities offer various choices, and the costs vary accordingly.
How much does it usually cost to register a company and rent an office in Dubai?
Getting your company registered and leasing an office in Dubai would typically start at around $13,500 for the first year. Keep in mind that you have to pay for the company license and office rental on an annual basis.
What makes up the total project budget for company registration?
When registering a company, it's often overlooked that the complete project budget isn't just about the cost of the legal entity registration and office rental. It also includes expenses for obtaining residence visas for founders and managers, setting up a bank account, maintaining a substantial minimum balance in the bank, and a substantial recruitment expense, which are non-refundable if any steps were performed incorrectly.
How can I avoid unnecessary expenses when registering a company?
When it comes to setting up a company in the UAE, there are lots of little things to consider. Our strong advice is to get an expert to help you save from unnecessary expenses. Click the link below, set up a consultation with our team. We excel at guiding our clients away from unnecessary expenses. Let's team up to ensure that you have a cost-effective journey too.
Scan this QR code for a consultation.